Hello friends, this video on Waves Part 19 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till Part 18 before going ahead with Part 19. So from this we observed that in case of standing wave, the amplitude does not remain same throughout the wave. So at certain points it varies from position to position as it is a function of x. So at certain position, the value of amplitude is maximum, whereas at certain position, the value of the amplitude is 0. So we represent, when we talk about a standing wave, we generally represent it in this form. And we see that we define two new terms called nodes and antinodes. So nodes represent the positions of zero amplitude, that is the positions where the amplitude of the wave is 0. And antinodes represent the positions of maximum amplitude. So you can remember, sometimes people get confused that whether nodes is the position of zero amplitude or it is the position of maximum amplitude. So just as a memory tip, you can remember as the one which starts with a no means no amplitude. So node starts with no, that says it has no amplitude. That means positions with no amplitude is nodes and positions with maximum amplitude is antinodes. So nodes, and so if you look at this diagram, you can see that these are the positions, the black dots are the position of zero amplitude, whereas these dots are the positions of maximum amplitude, that is antinodes. So these points, whether either the blue ones or the red ones, the blue and red points represent antinodes and the black dots represent nodes. I hope you understand why do we represent a standing wave with this diagram, because this is the position which a standing wave generally has. It either goes up or it stays at 0 or it comes down, right? So these are the three possible positions of a standing wave. So we generally find this diagram a suitable one to represent a standing wave. Now, after this slide, we will discuss what exactly are the positions which we define as nodes. That is, we will see that how are the positions defined, how are nodes and antinodes defined. So first we will talk about nodes. So as I told just now that nodes are the positions where amplitude is 0. So now let us look at it mathematically. So nodes are the positions where amplitude is equal to 0. Just now I told you what represents amplitude in case of a standing wave. It is the term 2a sine kx. So this term represents amplitude. So this means that this is equal to 0. So this implies that sine kx is equal to 0. Now this we can write it as sine kx is equal to sine n pi. So from this we can say that kx is equal to n pi. So kx is equal to n pi. So here this x represents the position of nodes. That means this x will represent the points where the amplitude will be equal to 0. So x is equal to n pi by k. Now from definition of k, that is wave number, we know that what is k? K is nothing but 2 pi by lambda. So we can write it as 2 pi by lambda. So pi gets cancelled. So we get x is equal to n lambda by 2. So this value of x represents the position of nodes in a standing wave. So what is n here? N is nothing but any number starting from 1. Right? So this represents the position of nodes. So this is position of nodes. So this x tells us about the nodes. So that means if I look at nodes, where all nodes will form? Nodes will form at when n is equal to 1, it is lambda by 2. The next node will be formed when n is equal to 2, that will be equal to lambda. When n equal to 3, it is 3 lambda by 2. Again n equal to 4, that is 2 lambda. So that means the first node will form at lambda by 2, the next at lambda, the next one at 3 lambda by 2, and even the next one at 2 lambda. So that means every two nodes are separated by a distance of lambda by 2. If you see, the difference between these two is lambda by 2. Again, the difference between these two is lambda by 2. So we can say that any two consecutive nodes are separated by a distance of lambda by 2. So the conclusion here is half a wavelength, that is lambda by 2, half a wavelength separates two consecutive nodes. So these are certain important points which you should make a note of, because as we go ahead, you should not get confused with all these small things which you go across. So now that we have spoken about nodes, it's time to concentrate on antinodes. What are antinodes? Where the amplitude is maximum, right? So we will proceed here also in a similar way. So in this case, the amplitude should be of maximum value. So what was your amplitude? It was nothing but 2a sine kx. So this should be maximum. So now when will this value be maximum? When sine of kx is equal to 1. So this value is maximum. This is possible only when sine kx is equal to 1. Now this we can write it as sine kx is equal to sine n plus 1 by 2 pi, right? So we can say that kx is equal to n plus 1 by 2 pi. Now if you are not aware of all these relations, that why am I writing 1 as sine n plus 1 by 2 pi, so you must refer your trigonometry classes, because these are small details which you come across when you go through your trigonometry chapters. So from this you get kx is equal to n plus 1 by 2 into pi. So again put k as 2 pi by lambda. So this is 2 pi by lambda into x is equal to n plus 1 by 2 into pi. So this pi and pi gets cancelled. So from here you get x is equal to n plus 1 by 2 into lambda by 2. So this represents the position of antinodes, that is the positions of maximum displacement. So here n starts from 0, 1, 2 and so on, right? So in this case, at what all positions antinodes are formed? When n is equal to 0, it is lambda by 4. N is equal to 1, that is 3 by 2, lambda by 2. When n is equal to 2, it is 5 by 2, lambda by 2 and so on. So that means even here, if you look at the difference between them, it is lambda by 2. Again, the difference between these two is lambda by 2. So that means similar to nodes, even two consecutive antinodes are separated by a distance of lambda by 2. So let us suppose if this is, and also an important point to note here is, let us suppose this is one antinode and this is the next antinode. So they are separated by a distance of lambda by 2. And also an antinode lies half away between two nodes. That means if you look here, this is lambda by 4. So a node lies at 0. Then again the first node lies at lambda by 2. From your previous slide, you can see that the first node lies at lambda by 2. So that means antinode that is lambda by 4, which is midway between the first two nodes. Similarly, the next one is 3 by 4, 3 into lambda by 4. That is this position. So it lies between two nodes. So one antinode lies in the midpoint of two nodes. So the first thing here is half a wavelength separates two consecutive antinodes. The second one is antinodes are located halfway between pairs of nodes. That is, it lies in the middle of two nodes. Right? So that is all about nodes and antinodes. Now we will look at certain systems wherein we will look at different scenarios related to standing waves. I mean, just now I spoke about nodes and antinodes, right? Now we will see if we consider a system which is closed at both ends, what happens to the nodes and antinodes. Then again we will look at a system which is closed at one end and open at the other end. In that case, what happens to the nodes and antinodes? So we will look at all these things. So let us go ahead and see. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.